If, like me, you were thinking, what on earth is an Amazon Echo Flex? Well, keep watching, you might find out. Hello and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here then just hello. My name is Scott and I like to make videos, and this one is about the Amazon Echo Flex. When this was suggested to me by Amazon, I was curious, so rather than read the listing and watch a YouTube video, I decided to just spend the dosh to find out instead. £9.99, Great British pounds at time of filming this video to be exact. And here it is, the first generation Amazon Echo Flex, initially released back in 2019. So let's do what we always do and start by seeing what we get in the box. The first thing coming out of the box is the Flex itself, which has a USB Type A port on the bottom and a 3.5mm audio jack on the side. And it measures 72 by 67 by 66 millimeters and weighs 166 grams. We then have some gumph, which is also known as a user manual, and that's your lot. Unboxing done. Now this little unit has dual band Wi-Fi, so it supports both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, as well as Bluetooth for streaming from an audio device to the Flex or from the Flex to another device. The USB Type A port on the bottom can be used for accessories such as a nightlight, or more specifically a motion sensor, which is what is shown in their advert, but I cannot seem to find one of these for sale anywhere. As this consumes a plug socket, the USB port can also be used to charge your phone, for example. The 3.5mm audio jack is a stereo output, and it's designed to be used with an external speaker, because although the Flex does have two small inbuilt speakers for voice feedback, they're not music worthy in my opinion. So what the hell is a Flex for? Well, I feel it's meant to fill the gap between thin air, i.e. nothing, and then something like the Amazon Echo Dot, for example. The difference being, as we found out, the Flex doesn't have any speakers. Well, any worth mentioning, that is. The Flex's purpose, from my understanding, is for those who wish to utilise Mrs. A for all the things she can do, but don't need a decent speaker, either because they don't want one or they already have one. Another example would be to introduce Mrs. A into an area such as a garage, purely to be able to control your smart home or to ask her questions and thus not feel lonely whilst in said garage pondering the meaning of life.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
So with these two examples, I'm going to see if the Flex really does have a place in a smart home in 2023. Now setup should be easy, as with Amazon's magic that they do, when you order an Echo device from your Amazon account, it's paired with your account ready to go once delivered. However, if this is for someone else or you were gifted it, don't panic, setup is still very easy. You'll need the Mrs. A app, which is available from your app store of choice, and you'll also need an Amazon account if you don't already have one. Get signed in and then click on devices from the bottom menu bar, followed by the plus icon in the top right hand corner. We are adding an Echo, so this will be the top add device option, and then click Amazon Echo icon, and then the top Echo option. Echo this, Echo that, and Echo. That's it. It has now been added and should be ready to use. So one of the examples I gave was for someone who already had a speaker and just wanted to make it smarter, and that somebody was me. This is an old Bose SoundTouch 10, which unfortunately isn't much use anymore since upgrading the firmware. I now cannot get it to work with the Bose app or anything remotely smart, although the auxiliary input does still work. So Echo Flex plus decent speaker equals new Amazon smart speaker. Other than plugging the Flex in and then connecting the audio cable, you're pretty much done for setting up the external speaker. You don't need to change any settings in the app at all, as it knows that the jack has been connected and starts chucking out its audio that way. The second example I gave was here in my garage, where I don't spend a huge amount of time, but sometimes when I am attempting the odd DIY task, it would be good to be able to ask Mrs. A to convert a measurement for me, or for her to Alexa, open the garage. The Flex sits nicely up out of the way in a plug socket, and I don't need to worry about knocking it or getting some paint on it or any other crap for that matter, because, well, it's just an Echo Flex. It was a tenner. So there you go, the Flex fits these two examples perfectly. The plan for me, as you've just seen, was to use this with my Bose speaker to add a decent speaker into my living room that could be included with my Alexa sound group. But the problem was, once it was added into my downstairs group and I played music, I found a fault. So I don't know if you can hear, I've hooked it up in the hallway. So I've got it on multi-room in the living room, kitchen and hallway. So listen, see if you can hear that it's out of sync. See what I mean? It's out of sync. But if I turn this one off, that's the Echo Flex off. Now just the Amazon Echo Show and Studio, it's perfectly in sync. I can only assume this was due to kind of like a input or output lag going over the 3.5mm jack. So I had to abandon that idea, sadly. The Flex now sits in my garage as the other example I explained. So the Flex does exactly what it says on the tin.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
And providing you don't use it as part of a speaker group with another Amazon device, it does work absolutely fine, perfectly. So in my opinion, well worth the $9.99 price tag. So there isn't much more I can really say about the Flex because, yeah, as I just said, it does what it says on the tin. It's nice and small, compact, sits out of the way and gives Mrs. A new lease of life. So, if you have any questions about this or anything else for that matter, then please do let me know in the comments box down below. And whilst you're down there,
That's what she said.
please do consider liking the video, even if you didn't, and subscribing if you aren't already. And don't forget to hit the bell because it helps you get notified when I upload new videos. And all of those things put together are really important because it helps me get sent more free stuff to play with, so I don't need to be spending my own money on stuff like this. And yeah, if you made it this far, then well done you. Thank you for watching and goodbye, internet.
Throw this chain on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade?